So you stayed in the hotel room with Amber?
Yeah, there was 2 beds in the room.
A Vegas weekend with the boss.
I was like, you know, we came down here as a strict understanding that we're friends.
She pretty much just drank and hung out at the pool and wanted to get marijuana the whole time.
So?
He would mad dog people that I would be talking to, getting really possessive and really weird.
You don't get it for free.
You are about to enter the courtroom of Judge Judith Scheindlin. The people are real. The cases are real. The rulings are final. This is her courtroom. This is Judge Judy. 30-year-old tanning salon owner William Parcell is suing former friend, 20-year-old waitress Amber Thomas, for airfare and expenses for a tanning salon trade show.
Order. All rise. Quiet in the courtroom, please. Now, this is case number 322 on the calendar in the matter of Parcell versus Thomas. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat, please.
Mr. Parcell, what kind of work do you do?
I own a tanning salon
Where?
in Bend, Oregon.
According to your complaint, the defendant owes you expenses for a trip that you took her on, some kind of a conference. Where was the conference?
It was a trade show in Las Vegas.
How did you know her?
She had been a client at my salon. Also, one of my friends was her boss at her job up there in Oregon.
So tell me how it came about that you invited her on this trip.
Last April of 1999, I had purchased originally 6 tickets. And about a month before leaving, I had talked to Amber about the trade show and what was going on. And she seemed really interested and she wanted to go.
What kind of trade show was it?
Indoor tanning.
Go ahead.
And she said she really wanted to go, so I said, well, look, I got the tickets.
What kind of tickets were these?
Airline tickets, trade show tickets.
Go ahead.
So anyways, after I told her the expenses, she said...
What expenses did you tell her?
I told her approximately the airfare was going to be about $135 round trip. I said we could upgrade up to first class for $40 each way, and she liked the idea of that.
Okay, go ahead.
So anyways, after I told her the expenses, she said she wanted to go. I said, well,
that was the expense you told her, the airline
Well, no,
ticket.
the airline, half the hotel, which approximately be about $150. The car rental, which also split in half, about $150.
So she was going to go with you, not with the other 6 people.
She and I, there's actually 4 people that went. We got 2 different cars. Amber and myself split 1 car, and we split 1 hotel room.
So you stayed in the hotel room with Amber?
Yeah, there was 2 beds in the room.
Okay. And what was the hotel room?
$270,281. Was
the entire cost?
The entire cost.
Well, what was half the cost?
You have a calculator? It's $270,281 divided by 2.
136.
Thank you. 136. And $150 for the car rental. Is that her?
No,
is that half of it or the whole thing?
No, actually, the car rental came to a total of $137.40 divided in half.
What other expenses did you tell her?
The trade show, the tickets cost $79 per person, and I have an itinerary of what was included in that, as far as the seminars and the private parties and
what else?
Food and beverage.
You didn't tell her about food and beverage.
Well,
Mr. Parcell.
Originally, I told her, bring your money for the food and beverage. You know, she could pay herself, but she didn't bring any money with her.
Okay, go ahead. What else?
Gasoline for the car and the tipping of the valet for parking and bringing our bags up to her room.
Mr. Parcell, you didn't tell her about those things.
No, I told her.
Okay. You told her, if I believe you, that she was be responsible for $172 for the airfare, $136 for half the room, $68 for the car, and the trade show tickets was $79. Yes. Okay, that's what you told her, maybe.
That was the basic expenses. Who knows what food and everything's going to cost?
Right. So you went to the trade show with her. Did she give you any money for these things?
She said she could give me the money within 2 weeks of when we left. That time came. She had subsequently gotten fired or left her job that she was working at, and she came in and told me. And at that time, I was stuck with the tickets. And I said, well, do you have any job prospects? She said, yeah. When I get back, I have 3 possibilities. One's at a bed and breakfast. One's at a, I believe, a piercing studio. And another one at a ice cream parlor.
Okay.
And she said that she'd be able to pay me back within 2 or 3 months from that time.
So you went to the show. You all went together.
Yeah.
And?
We had a great time. The whole week we were there, no problems, having fun. She never attended any of these seminars. She pretty much just drank and hung out at the pool and wanted to get marijuana the whole time.
So?
Well, you know, she kept on bugging me about it. Can you call your friends? Can you
I'm not interested in that.
No. That's what her activities, you know, were down there.
And she never paid you any money?
Never paid me any money. Before we left, I said, look, if you go down there and you get the certification for indoor tanning, which is included in the package, you can work at my place a few days a week to help pay this off. But she never got the certification, and then when we got back, she had moved to Florida.
Okay, Ms. Thomas, let's hear from you.
First part of Bill's story was totally correct. We had met at the tanning salon, and Bill had told me about the trade show and whatnot, and was needing somebody to work in his salon because he had previously fired everybody else who would work for him. And he asked me if I would, go down there with him so I could learn more about the convention and about the industry, meet the people. So we went, and the only reason I had went with him is because it was under a strict understanding that this was supposed to be a tax write-off. Like he said, yes, I had just lost my job, but
Just a second. Tell me about that. Tell me about strict understanding that it was a tax write-off.
He said that because there was two other girls who went, and they went to strip at a strip club, and so they were paying him back for the tickets that they had used, because they didn't go for the tanning show or trade show or anything that we were there for.
Okay.
Him and I went, and when I went with him before I met him in the salon, he had told me about this, said, this would be a good opportunity for you. It's going to be a tax write-off for me because the salon is able to just write this all off. So I figured, yeah, sounds great. It just happened to be during my birthday. Thought, perfect opportunity.
Stop playing with papers.
And so we went, we went down there and, I went to the trade shows.
So what you're telling me, Ms. Thomas, is that there was absolutely no discussion of money.
Oh, besides food and alcohol. Yeah, I brought my own money for food.
That there was no discussion of money with him for the airline tickets, for the trade show, that you would reimburse him for any of this money, that you had lost your job, that you didn't have the money to give him before you went. That is not true.
Oh yeah, no, we had talked about the fact that I had lost my job, and that's why there would be no way that I'd be able to go on this trip, and that's when he brought up the fact that it was a tax write-off.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
He was sitting back at the bar talking trash on me, and then it got to the point where he would mad dog people that I would be talking to, getting really possessive and really weird.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. William Parcell says Amber Thomas owes for a trip to Las Vegas to attend a tanning salon trade show. Amber says William used the trip as a tax write-off.
So what you're saying, Ms. Thomas, is that he told you that you would not have to pay for the airline tickets, the car rental, the ticket to the trade show, that you would not be expected to reimburse him for that.
Correct.
What do you think caused him to change his mind?
We went down there, and like he said, at first everything was fine, and my witness can attest to this. She was around a lot of the time, and she was able to see this. First, like I said, everything was fine, and then it got to the point where he would mad dog people that I would be talking to, getting really possessive and really weird. We went to one party, and he was getting really upset that I wasn't going to go in there with him. And so he came over and was really upset. Well, why aren't you going in there with me? I said, well, Bill, if you want to go over there so bad, then you should just go. I'm right here. And Bill said, I don't know about you. Maybe it's easier for you just to walk up to people and talk to them. But it's not that easy for me. And that's when I said, well, Bill, is this the only reason you brought me here was for introductions so that I can introduce you to people? So, when we were at the shows, I just walk up, oh, hi, how you doing? And he said, well, basically, yeah. So that was the end of our conversation for that night. We went one more night, and we had gone to the trade show that day, and then that evening we went to Studio 54. Lots of people were there having a good time. I went and was dancing on the dance floor with some other people. Meanwhile, he was sitting back at the bar talking trash on me. Oh, look at Amber's over there dancing with all those people. That's a bad crowd. Those people are a bad crowd. You shouldn't be around. talking terrible to the people that I know from about me. Oh, you know. So anyways, at the end of that, he came up to me after the party was over. Well, if you need a ride back to the casino, then I'll give you one now. But I'm going gambling with these girls. By then, I was like, you know, I don't really understand what's your problem here. We came down here as a strict understanding that we're friends. You're giving me attitude that I don't understand where it's coming from. And by that time, our conversation got quite a bit heated, and I asked him if he'd take me back to the casino now so that I could get my belongings out of his hotel room, which I did. It got so bad to the point where his attitude was so nasty, I couldn't be around him. 4:30 in the morning, got all my stuff out of the hotel, and I went and sat down in the lobby for about an hour. I was totally crying. Somebody came up to me, and they just happened to be leaving and gave me their hotel room so I could sleep a couple hours before my plane left the next day. And so we went to the trade show the next day. You know, Bill was completely staying away from me, would not say a word to me, and, you know, he was basically my only ride to the airport, so I had to beg him to give me a ride to the airport, and that was fine. That was the last words we had said were the night before. Bill has not said another word to me since then. I got back to Oregon. I was back in Oregon for 4 days when I went and moved to Florida. And now when I was in Florida, I had heard through people that he'd be calling there, asking questions about me, talking trash on me, and my friend George had to tell him, you know, I'm not going to be able to talk to you anymore if you're not going to talk about business.
Mr. Parcell, I have a couple of questions for you, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
When was this trade show?
It's June 21st of 1999.
And when had you purchased these 6 tickets? 6 packages?
The first part of April.
You went, she went. Did 4 other people go with the 6 tickets that you bought?
Out of the 6 tickets, only 4 people went.
What happened with the other 2 tickets?
They didn't go. They lost out. They paid me the money that I paid for the tickets.
Okay.
Your Honor?
Yes.
If I can add on a couple things that she had mentioned earlier. The part about the tax write-off, she has to be an employee first before there's any partial of a tax write-off, so that's news to me why she's saying that. The Venetian
Sir, are you telling me that when you purchased tickets to the trade show at $79 a piece, you did not use your corporate account?
is my American Express card.
Is that a corporate American Express? Take it out and take a look at it.
It is.
Of course it is. Which means at the end of the year, when your accountant looks over your expenses, you see, you can't even keep a straight face. You see how hard it is? All right. So you understand that when you bought tickets to the trade show, that would be a business expense. But, Ms. Thomas, it's not that you don't pay the money. It's that you pay the money, but there is a certain tax advantage in using it as a business expense, which means maybe you pay, it costs you half. Mm-hmm. You don't get it for free. Mm-hmm. Do you understand that?
Yeah, oh yeah.
All right.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
If what you're telling me is that the reason he took you was because he was training you to be an employee.
To see if it was something that I was interested, see if I had knowledge on it.
No. Now I got a problem.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. William Parcell says Amber Thomas owes for a trip to a tanning salon trade show. Amber says William wanted to be repaid only after she turned down his sexual advances.
Okay. Very difficult to resolve this matter. You both make very, very convincing arguments. But
Your Honor?
Yes.
I do have some tape evidence here.
that says?
It's Miss Thomas calling me.
It was after he had been harassing me in Florida for so long.
I never
Does this
had.
acknowledge a debt? Is that what it does?
Maybe not. No. But she has said earlier that I was possessive of her and everything, and this contradicts that whole thing because I've had no way to contact her.
What am I supposed to hear on this tape, sir? I'm only interested in hearing anything that is germane to this issue.
Well, she said earlier that I was possessive, that I needed to be with her somehow all time, that I needed her to help me introduce
we
me
were
to
in
people,
Vegas.
which is untrue. And I mean, I have no way to contact her, but yet she contacts me and starts swearing at me and acting all crazy on the tape.
That was after about 3 months of Bill calling and talking very bad
Ms.
things
Thomas,
about
let's
me.
start with this. You were not in a romantic relationship with the plaintiff. You knew him strictly from going to his tanning salon, right? Mm-hmm. Why would you think that he would give you as a gift and then upgrade your ticket to first class, a round-trip airline ticket to Las Vegas?
Because the rest of the people were sitting in first class. I would have been the only one sitting back in coach.
Just a second. That's not my question. Why do you think he would pay for your airline ticket to begin with?
Your Honor, I was completely under the assumption that because I was supposed to start working for his salon once I got back.
Well, did you?
No, we had a terrible time down
Well,
there
just
when we
one
ended.
second, that puts a different spin on it, Ms. Thomas. If what you're telling me is that you went there and he took you there, and the understanding between the two of you was that he would prepare you to work in the salon, and then you didn't, then you breached the agreement.
No,
If what you're telling me is that the reason he took you was because he was training you to be an employee,
to see if it was something that I would, go down there and see if that was something that I was interested, see if
No.
I had knowledge on it.
no, now I got a problem. But Mr. Parcell, I also have a little bit of problem with some of your numbers, sir. Let me tell you what problem I have. I believe that she is absolutely responsible for the airfare, for her own airfare. And that airfare is $172. Let's see if I can work this thing, Bert. I'm going to try all by myself, okay?
Okay.
All right. 172. And I believe that you, sir, are responsible for her trade show ticket, because you took it as a write-off. Now, as far as your rental car was concerned, the other two people that went down with you, the girls that went down with you that you didn't see much, they were going to rent their own car.
I rented the car for them.
Or you rented the car
Yeah.
for them. There's no question in my mind that you were going to have your own car because you weren't all traveling together, right?
4 people, 2 different directions.
Right, so you were going to have your own car anyway, right?
Yeah, I mean, I had people
Well, you-
that I knew
shh,
down
shh,
there.
Listen to me. You were going to have your own car anyway, right?
Yes.
No. So the fact that she came with you and she rode with you, you didn't have any additional expense because she went there. I'm just talking about what she could reasonably expect to have to pay you for going down there.
Well, we talked about the car, the hotel, trade show tickets, and the airfare.
You had the hotel anyway, sir. Did you pay any extra for her at the hotel?
Yeah, there was charges that I didn't use, services that I did not use.
Like what?
I have to look at it, but the phone calls, food that she had
I never
charged
made
to the
any
room.
phone calls. I had a phone card that I used at a payphone.
If you use the hotel phone, and you even use a
Downstairs
payphone.
at the hotel?
Just a second. Mr. Parcell, you have the hotel bill now? This would be interesting.
Yeah, I do. I have.
Show me the phone calls that you attribute to her. She says she used a phone card. There aren't a whole lot of phone calls on this. There's only one phone call,
Yeah.
long distance call, for $1. One for $1.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Mr. Parcell, you had no additional expenses because she shared the hotel room with you. You would have done that anyway. You had no additional expenses for the car that you rented. You would have rented a car anyway. The only additional expense that you had, because Ms. Thomas went, was the airline ticket. And I think she should be responsible to pay that back to you, because quite frankly, I don't think that there was a meeting of the minds that you had with regard to what the contractual arrangement was between you as far as her paying you back. I do believe that there was some sort of an agreement that you had that she would come back and she would work in your salon. She decided not to do that. She evidently didn't like your attitude, or something happened down there that she decided that this was not going to be her life's profession. That being the case, she should be at least responsible for your direct out-of-pocket expenses as a result of her going with you. As a result of her going with you. And your out-of-pocket expenses as a result of her going with you were $172. The rest of it, you would have paid for anyway. Judgment for the plaintiff in that amount. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I think that it could have been, worked out a little differently, but,
Some of the things that Amber had said weren't true.
Bill got a real possessive attitude over me.
As far as me being possessive, I met people down there, and the whole point of leaving that party of the argument was because I'd met someone, wanted to leave.
Made me feel really uncomfortable.
She just started arguing, being belligerent, and security had asked me to get her out of there.
Almost felt like maybe he would do something if I didn't leave the hotel as I did and get my own hotel room.
I would have preferred the 3 girls sharing a room and myself having my own room.
It got to be a really uncomfortable situation.
The night of the big argument, I offered her the other room to where the girls were at. They had left the day before. She turned that key down. She didn't want to stay there.
Almost acting very possessive, as maybe I was his girlfriend or something.
If I wanted to have ulterior motives, I would have gotten a room with 1 bed, not 2.
Bill was hoping he could get something that he wanted.
We just go on from here.
Just get to the point.
Kathy assaulted my son Michael. She hit him in the face with a book.
May I speak?
No, I didn't ask anything yet.
An ungrateful house guest, her kids, and a dog.
You told me in your complaint that they stabbed your dog to death. Now you tell me that this stab wound caused the cancer to come back.
That's what the vet said, Your Honor.
You're not going to pull the wool over my eyes.
You are about to enter the courtroom of Judge Judith Scheinman. The people are real. The cases are real. The rulings are final. This is her courtroom. This is Judge Judy. 46-year-old homemaker Gail McCracken is suing former friends and landlords, Kathy and John Labrum, for the return of personal belongings and for attacking her 16-year-old son. The Labrums are countersuing for damage to their home.
Order. All rise. Quiet in the courtroom. Your Honor, this is case number 262 on the calendar in the matter of McCracken versus Labrum. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks, have seats.
No good deed goes unpunished. Miss McCracken, according to your complaint, you moved in to the defendant's home with your family. You were having a difficult time. You were living in a small apartment.
Right.
You have 3 children.
No, I have 4, Your Honor.
Did all 4 children move into the home?
Yes.
So they allowed you to come and live in their home with an agreement that you would pay some modest rent.
No, that's not true.
No rent.
This is
That's
what
right.
happened. This is what happened.
Just a second.
Kathy.
Just answer my questions.
No.
Let me
that's,
talk.
Okay, that's not true.
So there was no agreement to pay rent?
No agreement at all.
Fine. So that they invited you to come into their home with your 4 children out of the goodness of their hearts?
No, we had made an agreement. Okay, this is the agreement. She took my dog. I think it was August. Yes, it was August when I moved into an apartment. I couldn't have the dog there. I stayed there in the apartment for about 9 or 10 months. I don't have.
I just get to the point.
Okay, I'm sorry.
What was the arrangement? Either you were going to pay them rent or you weren't going to pay them rent.
I can't answer that because I had moved in and Kathy had not given me. We had not sat down and talked about the amount yet because they were too busy going through my stuff.
Oh, right.
Just a second. So what you're telling me was when you moved into their home with your 4 children, there was no agreement to pay rent. That's what you said.
No, I'm sorry. Ma'am, I'm nervous. I am nervous. I'm tired. There was an agreement. We had not discussed. I can't say a total amount because we had never came to
Just a
agreement
second.
on the amount of money. She needed to go over her mortgage payments to find out exactly how much it was going to take to save her house because her husband was a loser and
Miss
didn't work.
Miss McCracken, don't editorialize for me.
Okay,
The
he
moment
didn't-
you moved into the
he was-
house,
he was-
I'm speaking, at the moment you moved into the house, you did not give them any rent. Let's do that.
Oh, no. I gave them money before I went in to the
Oh,
house.
that's
And
just
I
as
gave
good.
them food stamps.
Just a sec. Did you give them any money when you moved with your 4 children into their house? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
How much money did you give them? I'm not talking food stamps.
$60 I gave Kathy before I even moved into the house because she needed to send it to Las Vegas to her friend named Jet.
All right, $60. What other money did you give her?
I got her son some diapers and
I'm not talking about
that's
Sun
$20.
Target. I'm not talking about any of that stuff. So
So I was only
if
there a few days.
But your stuff was here much longer.
Miss Labrum,
I'm
I
sorry.
don't want you to talk to her.
Okay, I'm
Because
sorry,
you
Your
won't give
Honor.
it to me.
This is what your lawsuit is about. You say that he assaulted one of your children,
Yes, he
which
did.
That's
forced
not
you.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
I'm going to put you out.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Which forced you to move out of the house. And when you moved out of the house, you didn't take a lot of your stuff with you, and you're suing also for $5,000 for your stuff and for the assault on your son.
Your Honor,
what
that's
you-
correct. Kathy assaulted my son Saturday night, my son Michael. She hit him in the face with a book. They were in the garage going through my stuff. She claimed this book belonged to her, and she attacked my son and hit him in the face with it. My son turned around and called the police the next morning on her, and
And what
John
happened?
lied. John lied to the police and told him that Kathy did not hit my son because he didn't want his wife going to jail because he knew he didn't have a job and they'd lose the whole house and everything.
If that were
So-
the case, why didn't you move out that day?
I'm going to tell you,
I'm sorry.
Miss Labrum, do it once more and you're out. Do you understand? You don't want to
Yes.
be out of here.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. I was
Okay.
really upset.
Okay. Now, is that the attack that you're talking about?
No,
That caused
Your
you to
Honor.
move out?
No.
Well, let's hear about the attack that caused you to move out.
This happened the next day. My son, after he had called the police on Kathy for hitting him in the face with a book, the next day John took it upon himself to tell my son to get the F out of his house.
And how old is your son?
16.
Okay, is he here?
No,
Where is he?
he's incarcerated.
For what?
I don't really want to say, Your Honor. It doesn't matter.
Does matter.
It does.
Okay.
Up.
Okay.
Listen to me. Sit down. Maybe that'll keep you quiet.
Yes, Your Honor.
The next stop is the door. Okay. So tell me about this alleged assault by John.
John told my son what happened.
get out.
Yes, to get out. Michael said, no problem. He's laughing. He started to get up and walk out. John jumped up and rushed my son. Tried to push him through the window.
Were you there?
Yes, I was right there. Kathy was right there.
And you
John,
witnessed
he
it. And
jumped.
you said he jumped up and pushed him.
Yes, he tried to push him through the window. And then my son turned around. They were fighting. Both of them were fighting. And Michael ended up getting John on the ground. And he started choking him. I mean, you got a 40-year-old man jumping a 16-year-old kid. That's uncalled for. And I didn't know what to do. I'm not going to jump in the middle of that. I mean, I didn't know what to do. I would like for my son to explain because he's the one who helped get Michael. You be quiet. I'm sorry.
Listen,
He helped get
listen to
Michael.
me. I'm basing my decision on what you tell me. You were a witness. And there was an argument between this man who told your 16-year-old son to get out of the house because he had just called, I'm speaking, because your 16-year-old son had just called the police on his wife. You were living in the house or whatever. Clearly, it was a bad idea. I'm not interested in the assault. I'm not interested in the assault. Let's get to the property. You ultimately moved out.
I moved out
That
right
day.
after that. Right
Fine.
immediately. I grabbed what I
Good.
could and I took my kids and got out of there because
You didn't take,
I-
listen to me, you didn't take all your children. One of your children stayed with them.
No, we all left. He went back. My other son. That's why I'd like to call him up here. and
Just
let
a
him-
second. Your other son went back. For how long?
Well, about a month and a half.
Step up here. Tell me your last name.
My last name is McCracken.
How old are you?
I'm 18 years old.
You went back and stayed in the defendant's home for, according to your mother, a month and a half after this incident.
Yes. Yes,
Why?
because I was having problems with my own mother.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Gail McCracken says former landlords Kathy and John Labrum won't return her personal property. Gail also says that John violently attacked her 16-year-old son.
Okay. Now, you weren't afraid of the defendant?
Oh, no.
You weren't afraid of his wife?
No.
So you were having difficulty with your own mother, had absolutely no fear of the defendants, and went back to live with them.
Yes.
Did they charge you any rent?
No.
They were very nice to you.
Yeah.
They took care of you.
Yes.
Good. Sit down.
Okay.
Perfect.
Thank you.
I also want to bring up the fact that I don't know why John turned against my dog. This is how this all started.
God.
I had them take care of my dog. Kathy agreed to take care of my dog while I lived in this apartment. Okay? And then half the time, John would call me up and say, Auntie Gail, oh, Auntie Gail, would you mind babysitting their little boy? Well, they would bring their son to me and leave him with me for 3 or 4 days, and I'd have to call him and say, you guys, you have
I don't
to
want to
bring
hear
some
you.
diapers out.
Is this after you moved out?
This is before.
I'm not interested in before. You want to tell me something about your dog?
Okay, this is what happened. Because I had to live in the apartment, they took my dog, and while they had him there, he ended up with cancer. I had to get treatment for him. And then John kept calling him Neck afterwards, and I'd like to present this.
Listen to me. When you
He
left,
stabbed him, Your
listen to
Honor.
me. When
He's
you
dead
left,
now.
hey,
I'm
you're not
sorry.
listening to me. Your dog was living in their house for a long period of time, even when you weren't living there.
Right, Kathy agreed to this.
I don't care
yes.
what she sounds like. A very nice person to me. Now, you say something happened to your dog. You want to tell me about what happened to your dog after you left their house, after the altercation?
Yes, I do. I went to go, that Friday, I had the Fresno Rescue Mission. They had provided me with a truck and a driver and another guy to help move my stuff. I went over there to get it. Kathy decided not to let me have my stuff. And we argued about it, and I said, I just want to get my stuff, that's all. And she says, give me the key. As soon as she got the key in her hand, she ran over there and hit the garage door and shut the garage. I tried 3 times to bounce it back
The
up.
dog, madam.
Oh, yeah.
You want to tell me about the
Okay.
dog, which is what
After-
I asked you.
She goes, oh, here, take your dog with you. that I've been taking care of. And when he came out, he had a stab wound, and it's just blood running everywhere. He was oozing. And the vet said that that stab wound helped the cancer to come back. And I had to have him put down not even a month after this.
Miss McCracken, something wrong with you. I don't believe that somebody who
wrong
took
with
care
you?
of your dog for months because you couldn't keep it, kept your 18-year-old son for months without charging him any rent because they
they
felt
were
sorry
they
for
were
him. I'm
doing drugs
speaking.
in front of
I'm
him.
speaking. You told me in your complaint that they stabbed your dog to death. Now you
Not
tell
to
me.
death. I never
now,
put-
now you tell me that they stabbed your dog with a screwdriver, is what you say here.
It
Our
looked like a
dog died.
screwdriver.
This is devastating. Now you tell me that this stab wound caused the cancer to come back,
That's
which is
what
what
the
the
vet
dog.
said, Your Honor. He was a family pet.
I'm going to deal with this case very quickly. Mr. Labor,
Yes,
you say that you wanted the stuff out of your house.
absolutely.
Where is the stuff now?
She has mostly everything. We have like maybe 20, 30 boxes of basically letters and knickknacks and stuff like that.
Okay, where are all these letters and knickknacks?
They are on our back covered patio.
Okay. Miss,
Can,
you're showing him a tape. Is it on the tape that the boxes are there?
No.
May I speak?
No, I didn't ask anything yet.
I'm sorry.
The tape.
Good.
The tape is the day that they picked up what they could on one load and some of the damages to our home and the infestation of cockroaches, which that's why I was going through their stuff to rid the roaches so they didn't infest our house.
can I please present this to you? Please? These people are not the nice people that you're claiming. I mean, I'm not
claiming that they're nice people, madam. I'm
Yeah.
just saying that you're not going to pull the wool over my
I'm not
eyes.
trying to pull the wool over anybody's
Sure you
eyes.
are.
All I've tried to do is get my stuff back from day one. with
Perfect.
them.
You're going to get all your stuff back within 3 days. You provide the mover. After 3 days from today, if you do not show up to pick that up, your stuff can be thrown out. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Listen to me.
I don't-
Thrown out.
I hear you.
You
I
have
don't think
3
it's
days
funny.
from
I
today.
do understand you. I
3 days.
Thank you.
3
But, Your Honor,
days.
I want to say one thing. I don't think it's funny at all. My dog's
Oh,
dead. My kids have gone through nothing but pure. I can't say the word that they put us through because I had to leave because he attacked my son.
You should
and
admit
the
it. I
police
have
didn't
heard-
even do anything. I mean, how does a grown man attack a kid?
Listen to me, madam.
It's crazy.
Listen to me, madam. I don't believe that there was an attack on your son. What I believe was that there was an altercation between these two people, and the altercation was precipitated by the fact that your 16-year-old son called the police on his wife after they had been good enough to let your family move into their home without paying them a dime. Things couldn't be as terrible as you suggest
I
because you're
stocked up
18.
their
I'm
refrigerator.
speaking. Because your 18-year-old son, rather than going with you, I'm speaking, went back to live with them, expense-free, for a month and a
Babysitter.
half. For a month and a half.
Built-in babysitter.
Built-in babysitter. No, he said he was going back to live with them because he was having problems with you.
He also didn't tell you everything that he witnessed, Your Honor.
Miss McCracken, you're not getting a quarter, not a penny, not a sou.
I don't
You're getting
care.
your
I
stuff
just want
back.
my stuff. That's all
Perfect.
I've
Then
ever
we don't
wanted,
have to
Your
talk
Honor.
anymore.
May I speak? Please.
No.
Please.
But Your
No.
Honor,
Oh my
this-
God.
this
No,
is-
not yet. Madam, you are getting closer to that door.
My heart is.
You're getting closer to that door. When I want to hear from you, I'll call you. You got it? Now, let's talk about damages to the home. That I want to see. Now your wife can stand up here. She's getting closer to being able to speak. Closer, not there yet. Stand up. Okay. I'd like to see the tape.
Here you go.
Sure than a porno.
That's the carpet right there. There's no padding. The dog chewed the padding all up.
Did you allow the dog to come into your house?
Yes.
Yes.
That's the
But
garage
she
door.
agreed to pay the damages, though. That's the
Oh,
gar-
well, I'll get to that in a second. What is that?
That's the garage door where the dog just scratched the heck out of the door.
Yes.
They're lying.
Miss McCracken.
I didn't put those scratches
That
there.
was never there. You're lying, John.
Miss McCracken, I want you to be quiet. Okay. You say there was an agreement with Miss McCracken to pay for the damage done by the dog. Is that right?
That's correct.
Who was that made with?
Me and Gail. Gail and I were the ones that made all agreements. That's why
All
John
right,
is
so
really the
tell me-
wrong person to be talking.
Just pay attention to me
Okay.
now. So far, he's not doing a bad job. I want to hear what arrangements you made with her with regard to paying for any damage the dog did to your home.
May I speak now, Your Honor?
Now I just asked you a question.
Thank
you can
you.
answer my question.
Okay. The arrangement that we made was when I took the dog, 2 dogs, both male, not neutered, she told me it would be for approximately 2 weeks. These dogs were there for 9 months. One, we had to not allow to stay because the 2 dogs would constantly fight. That's why the bedroom was damaged, because she said that when one has to, you have to keep one inside, one outside, because they would fight. So I'd have to take one, lock it in the bedroom, take it outside, so the other one could go to the bathroom. I cleaned up their blah, blah, blah. Meanwhile, she had agreed. She said, any damages that these dogs do while on your property, I will pay for. And also, during the surgery that she said that the dog had, I cleaned its wounds.
Oh, no, you didn't.
Oh, my
That's
God.
why I've taken back to the
Anyway,
vet twice.
So the
Ms.
agreement was
McCracken,
she would pay
I'm
for
going to
any
dismiss
damages.
your lawsuit in total. Do you understand that? I think that you, quite frankly, you got some nerve to sue them. I
Your
really
Honor,
do.
you-
I'm speaking.
I would like to produce this,
Oh,
please.
she's trying to show me something.
It just shows she wanted me to move in to help her finalize her divorce, okay? She's scared to death, and
I'm
this
divorced.
is her rap she laid on me to move into the house.
I don't, madam.
Neither one of
madam,
them were working at the
listen,
time, Your Honor.
Listen to me. She took care of your dogs for 9 months.
Your Honor.
I'm speaking. She took care of your kid for 2 months after you moved out because he was afraid to live with you.
He was never there.
Oh, Miss McCracken, you've got a lot of nerve. Now, either you people are dumb to have allowed this to happen in your house.
It's embarrassing.
Or just,
Oh,
or
God.
I don't know what. Clearly,
Big heart.
clearly, there's something wrong with you.
No, I have a big
Clearly,
heart.
there's
No,
something
yeah,
wrong
you have
with
a
you.
big heart.
And I don't understand
Gail?
what it is. All right, so let's talk about it. I do believe that there was an agreement, because otherwise you would be crazy to keep these dogs, that whatever damage the dogs did, she would take care of.
She never
Because
had all those
that
dogs.
sounds logical to me.
Absolutely.
It doesn't sound reasonable to me that you would keep these dogs that were doing damage to your house, and one dog was returned to you. Is that right?
The one
Speak.
dog she'd only
Just-
had for a little time. And
It
he
was
tore up the
returned
carpet,
to
and
you.
I took him to the SPCA. 'cause I
It
couldn't do
was
anything with him.
returned to you.
I just want to say she
No, I
stated
don't
that
want
the
you to
dogs
say
were there
anything.
9 months. There was only one dog there.
I understand that.
Okay, the other dog was only there a little bit.
I
okay?
said that.
Oh, something wrong with you. She
I'm
stayed
mad.
away from her longer.
I'm very mad.
No, you can be very mad, but
And
you
he's
have absolutely
lying.
no
I don't
basis to be
appreciate
very
you
mad.
talking about my mother like that, all right?
I want to tell you something.
All right?
He's got him. You have a nerve filing a complaint against them for $5,000. I have no idea why you think that you are entitled to claim $5,000 in damages against these people. Absolutely none. You moved with your 4 children into their home, which, believe me, to have
Big
5
mistake.
people in the home, not paying a quarter, by the way, not a quarter, nothing, except your food stamps.
Oh, I stocked their whole refrigerator and had to leave and had nothing, no money, no nothing.
Kids have to
And you
eat.
took all the food with you when you left,
kept
Gail.
it, Kath.
All right,
Fine.
quiet. Okay, the only thing she's getting out of this lawsuit is getting her stuff.
Thank God. Thank
3
you,
days.
Your Honor.
And
I
what you're
appreciate
getting on your counterclaim is the $120 that you got as an estimate to repair the carpet. Don't be foolish again. You do not invite strangers into your home. Do you understand?
Strange.
Yes, Your Honor.
Very
Don't
strange.
invite strangers into your home.
She also agreed to have our house sprayed for the roaches she brought in, too.
I thought, you
Listen
know
to
what?
me.
I
Listen
told
to
him
me.
in
You
the
may have had
beginning.
roaches in there, and I don't.
I've never before.
and,
You're right.
And maybe not.
But
Absolutely
is,
not.
when the
I
agreement
told
she
him
made is
before
an
I would put
agreement,
everything in
Don't-
storage until and
Don't
get rid of it,
do
bomb
it.
it, and do it all. And
Never.
no, bring it in
Do you
there because they
understand?
needed my money
Never.
for their house.
Ever.
They were
It's
going to lose their
embarrassing that-
house.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I was a schmuck to believe that these people were actually my friends.
I could just scream at her.
One of the things you found when you came home was evidence of a baby shower.
They hung baby decorations on the wall.
You think a burglar would make a baby shower?
It must have been an intruder.
I know how her attitude is.
Just worry about my attitude. So let me see your receipts.
I don't have them with me right now.
Well, what'd you think you were coming here for, sir? An audition?
You are about to enter the courtroom of Judge Judith Scheinman. The people are real. The cases are real. The rulings are final. This is her courtroom. This is Judge Judy. 20-year-old student Marilyn James is suing former neighbor, 27-year-old business owner Ryan Johnson. Marilyn claims Ryan broke into her apartment and used it while she was on summer break.
Come to order. All rise. Now, this is case number 287 on the calendar in the matter of James versus Johnson.
Thank you.
Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks, have seats, please.
Miss James, you go to college.
Yes.
According to what I read, you rented an apartment while you were in college. And you had that apartment during your junior year or your sophomore year?
I moved into it in my sophomore year in college.
And then the semester was over and you were going to go home for the summer.
Yes.
Now, according to what I've read, sometime during that year, while you were living there during your sophomore year, the defendant moved in to the premises below you and started a retail business. Is that right, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
And it is your claim that while you were away for the summer, the defendant not only used your premises, let himself into your apartment and used it, but did some damage to the apartment, and you want him to compensate you for the rent that you paid for the 3 months that you were away. You were away May, June, July, and you came back
August.
sometime in August, according to your papers. Is that right?
Yes.
The defendant has a mixed bag of answers. He says it's all the landlord's fault. That's what he says. So, tell me what happened when you first met Mr. Johnson when he moved in.
Basically, my apartment is the largest apartment. There are 3 apartments above the cigar shop, which he had opened. And my apartment is a 4-bedroom, and it leads to the cigar shop. And basically...
What do you mean, there's a stairway to the cigar
Yes,
shop?
I have pictures for you, Your Honor.
I'd like to see it.
Sure.
Just to give me some idea.
This is the damage that was also done to my apartment. It's in order of what happened.
Good. Okay.
Basically, that's the front door. When he first moved in, he came and he changed the lock on the front door. You can see in the picture. Basically, we didn't even have keys to the front door lock. I live with 3 other people as well as the other tenants above the apartment. And basically, he changed the lock and no one had keys.
So did you talk to him about it?
Yes, we confronted Ryan about it. And then I was also told that he was inquiring about my apartment because it led to the cigar shop. And that I was told that he said he was going to get my apartment. So I confronted Mr. Johnson about it, and of course he denied it. However, 2 days before I left, the neighbors moved out. My next door neighbors, which was a 2-bedroom. And Mr. Johnson moved in. So
To the 2-bedroom?
To the 2-bedroom, right next door to mine.
So far, is that correct that you moved into the 2-bedroom?
That is. Yes, ma'am.
Go ahead.
So basically, I left, I let my landlord know I would be gone for 3 months.
Okay.
So-
now, when you say you let your landlord know you were leaving, you also paid your rent for the whole summer.
Yes,
You
I've been paying
prepaid your rent.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
I have those check stubs.
I'd
for
like to
you
see
as
them,
well.
please.
Basically, I made monthly routine calls to my landlord because my landlord is elderly. He's very elderly. And sometimes, I don't want to be rude, but sometimes a little senile. So I basically made calls every month to check on my apartment. Ryan also knew that I was leaving for the summer.
When you say he knew, did you ever tell him that you were leaving for the summer?
Yes. When I confronted him about him getting my apartment, I let him know that I was going to be gone for 3 months, and I didn't appreciate if that was the case
his
for him
plan.
to say that. Exactly.
But you were coming back in
But
the
I
fall.
was coming back in the fall.
Another question. When you left for the summer, did you leave anything in the apartment, furniture, any clothes?
I took all my big stuff, and I took that and I put it in storage. However, I left like my bedroom. I put my couch into my room, and I locked my doors. All the bedroom doors, I locked them all.
Okay, so that there was furniture in the apartment?
Yes.
Bedroom set?
Yes.
What about any clothes? Were there any clothes
There were
there?
clothes.
Any toiletries?
There were
Stuff.
clothes, there were toiletries, there was food, there were things like that.
In the
I
cabinets,
left
you
my
mean?
utility bills, my electricity and water turned on because I had a security system. And basically I needed that to be on. So anyways, I left and I made a routine call to my landlord. I think it was August 9th when I made the phone call. And basically she told me she wasn't sure who, but someone had been in my apartment. So frantically I called the police. I received a phone call back saying that the police reported it was a false alarm. I was at work and I received a phone call from the defendant he got my number from someone I had called locally. I knew someone locally, and they went over and they gave him my number. I asked Ryan how was my apartment, what was going on. I was told someone was in my apartment. He told me, he reassured me that nothing was wrong with my apartment. He said that someone had broken into the cigar shop about a month prior, and that he had caught them in the stairwell leading to my apartment, and that he and my landlord had fixed my door. I said, well, that means my door was broke, so what did they do? Did my alarm system go off? He was like, I don't know. It didn't make any sense to me, but I didn't want to pursue it. He asked me at that time, he told me, well, the landlord has made me building manager, and it would be in your best interest for you to allow me to use your kitchen. During the school year, I want to open up a restaurant. So I let the defendant know that, I'm going to school and I don't want to be in that type of environment. So I said, we'll talk about it more when I get there, because I knew that he was in a position where he could break into my apartment and do what he wanted to when I'm thousands of miles away. When I came home, that's what I saw. I walked upstairs and the door leading to the cigar shop had been kicked down completely. It was kicked down. I walked in, my security system was ripped out of the wall, the siren, the keypad, everything. My apartment, I had cleaned my apartment before I left. My apartment was filthy. My kitchen floor was disgusting. The counters were disgusting. They had put burn holes into the contact paper. It was like total disrespect. There was someone else's food in the refrigerator. Basically, my apartment was a wreck. I went into the bathroom, and someone had been using the tub. The tub was disgusting. There were washcloths, trash everywhere.
Okay. Yes, Mr. Johnson. I read your papers, sir. Now, it is clear, Mr. Johnson, from reading between the lines, you wanted Miss James's apartment, right?
Correct.
And it's clear that you were not happy that she was not prepared to turn over her apartment to you. Also correct?
Correct.
Then you say you don't know who was in her apartment.
Well, what I did was, I know how her attitude is.
I'm not interested in her attitude.
Okay, I understand.
Just worry about my attitude.
My landlord.
My attitude. I want to know whether you're saying to me now that the statement you made in your answer is true, that you don't know who was in her apartment.
I don't know who broke into her apartment, no.
I want to know if you know who was in and used her apartment.
No, I do not.
Okay. That's what you said in the first part of your answer, and then you sort of tripped over your own tie, because then you say in another paragraph where you probably forgot, the landlords are very old people, and I was paying rent on her apartment too.
That's after the fact.
No, that's not what you say after the fact. You said, and we were both paying rent for the same apartment unit, which means clear, it's English, that you were paying rent to the landlord for her apartment during the summer. That's what you wrote here. So
That's
I
correct.
assume that's true.
That is true.
Well, so now we got it true. So let me see your receipts from the landlord for the summer months.
I don't have them with me right now.
Well, what'd you think you were coming here for, sir? An audition?
No, ma'am.
All right.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
They pried open one of the bedroom doors and hung baby decorations on the wall.
You have a wife?
Yes.
She was pregnant at the time?
Well, I don't know what happened. Whoever broke
You don't
into
know nothing.
And later today,
I couldn't even let her mother know about the loan.
I'm not asking you to tell her
Okay.
mother. I'm asking you to tell me.
Show the judge the canceled check for $2,000.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Marilyn James is suing former neighbor Ryan Johnson for breaking into her apartment and using it while she was away.
Okay. Now, I assume that when somebody pays rent on a premises, they pay rent on a premises because they want to use it. Right?
Right.
And they would be stupid to pay rent on a premises that they didn't want to make use of, right?
Right.
So why would you pay rent on a premises during any part of the summer and not use it?
Well, we're getting prepared for a sports bar, and we weren't living. We weren't going to live
That's what you were
there.
going to prepare it for.
That's right.
But in the meantime, you were living next door in a two-bedroom apartment. According to the plaintiff, you have a wife,
Yes.
She was pregnant at the time?
Correct?
You have other children?
Yes.
How many?
Just one.
So you have 2 children,
Yes.
and you and your wife, right? And the need for a little more space because her apartment's much bigger than yours, right?
Right?
And you say in your complaint that one of the things you found when you came home was evidence of a baby shower.
It was baby decorations on the wall. They pried open one of the bedroom doors and hung baby decorations on the wall.
You think a burglar would make a baby shower? Hama?
No, ma'am.
So I'm going to ask you whether you used any part of that apartment for a baby shower.
I did not use anything.
Not you.
Not
Your
me.
what? Her friends.
She might have. I'm not sure.
Might have.
The
She
apartment was
just a second.
open. The apartment was
might
open
have.
during the whole time.
Oh, the apartment shouldn't have been open, sir. She called you.
Yes, she did.
He called me.
I did.
You called her, she called you. You said your apartment's okay.
It was okay.
How could her apartment be okay if it was open?
Well, I don't know what happened. Whoever broke
You don't
into
know nothing.
Whoever broke into the apartment.
You
was
broke into
trying-
the apartment.
Judge Judy, I didn't break into
Yes,
the
you
apartment.
did. Oh, yes, you did, sir.
No, I didn't.
I'm going to read you the last line here of your answer, sir. Currently, I am working out a lease to turn the entire second floor into a sports bar.
Yes.
Did you make that decision after she got disgusted and moved out? Or did you think about that before?
Well, when she called me and let me
Just
know.
answer my question.
After the fact, yes.
Afterwards.
Yes.
You're a liar. You just told me before that you had thought about moving the cigar business into a much larger establishment before she went away for the summer.
No, I was never going to move my cigar business anywhere.
No. You were making it into a larger establishment
Well, a different establishment.
before she moved away for the summer.
I was thinking about it, yes. But I never
That's
acted
what I
on that.
asked you, sir. You were thinking about it. Now, do you live in the 2-bedroom apartment upstairs?
Yes, I do.
Do you plan on continuing to live there?
Yes.
And you're just going to use her 4-bedroom apartment as the sports bar?
Well, the entire floor is going to be used as a sports bar.
That's a big plan. You mean that plan was hatched overnight? Listen, Mr. Johnson, what you did to this young lady was wrong. You figured she's a college student, she has no way of fighting back, she has nothing else to do but accept what you're doing and making her life miserable. You used her apartment, you, your wife, her friends, your family, I don't know who used it. You rendered it uninhabitable, and that's the wrong thing to do. You took advantage of her. You wouldn't like somebody to come in once you've got your cigar business going and say, I think I want this building for something else. We make his life as a tenant miserable, so he's going to move out because I want to turn this building into condos. That's what you did. That's clear to me what you did. It's wrong, and you're going to pay her. And you are seeking $1,700?
Yes.
Some of it in punitive damages?
No, actually, it's all in bills.
Well, that's very unfortunate because I would have awarded you punitive damages against this man because I think that what he did was by design. I think that it was purposeful. I think that he knew what he was doing was wrong. I think he knew what he was doing was illegal. And I think he didn't care. So I'm awarding you what you're requesting. The amount of your claim is $1,731.90.
Yes.
You're going to get every cent that you're suing for. Judgment for the plaintiff. That's
Thank
all.
you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I feel like finally there's some justice served.
I guess she was mad at me about the whole situation. But I have no hard feelings.
I've tried to speak to the DA. I've spoke to police officers. And finally, Judge Judy, she finally gave me justice.
And now the next case.
All parties on Jones versus Thomas. Step forward.
20-year-old student Holly Ann Jones is suing her former friend, 21-year-old computer operator Ryan Thomas, for an unpaid loan to buy a motorcycle. Ryan says he paid her.
All right, let's get to what we agree on. Miss Jones, you and the defendant were friends a couple of years ago. He wanted to buy a motorcycle. He had no money. According to you, you lent him $3,000 on condition that he repay you.
Yeah, I lent him $2,000 for the amount of the motorcycle, And then he was to give me, in the contracts it signed that he was to give me 10% interest for 10 months.
Okay, let me see the contract. Anyway, he didn't pay you.
Yeah, and he ended up,
According
he
to-
hasn't given me any money.
You want your money,
Right,
plus the interest.
right.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You live on a trust fund?
No, not right now.
She piddled away $80,000 in probably a year and a half.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Holly Ann Jones says former friend Ryan Thomas owes her for a loan to buy a motorcycle.
According to your complaint, the reason you didn't sue before was because you couldn't find him. He kept moving. He went to his mother's house, then he went away, then he came back to his mother's house, whatever.
Right.
He says he paid you. Okay, so there is no issue as to the fact that she gave you this money, correct?
Yes, she bought me the bike, Your Honor.
Okay, so now it's up to you, sir. I don't even have to hear anything else from her right now. Prove to me that you paid her back.
Miss Jones loaned me the money because had a friend that was selling the bike. I had money coming to me. I was selling a dirt bike at the time, and I was managing a restaurant in Meridian.
Right.
I paid Holly back 3-4 days after I got the bike. I got the bill of sale, was able to title the bike. If you read the contract, it states that
Can I say
if
something?
Shh, not yet, not yet.
if the bike wasn't paid for, she would retain title and bill of sale. I have title here. It acts as a receipt, basically.
Show me your canceled check for $2,000.
A what?
The payment,
Would you do
Ryan.
me a big... Shh, sorry. Since you didn't understand
I'm sorry.
that sentence,
Okay.
I'm going to have Officer Bird repeat it to you.
Show the judge a canceled check for $2,000.
There was never any canceled check.
How'd you pay her, in wampum?
I paid her with cash.
Show me the money order, withdrawal from a bank.
I didn't do any of that, Your Honor. It was to my attention that I couldn't even let her mother know about the loan. It was all secrecy.
I'm not asking you to tell her
Okay.
mother. I'm asking you to tell me, Mr.
There was
Thomas.
never any receipts given between the two of
I
us,
didn't ask
period.
you for a receipt, Mr. Thomas.
Okay.
I said, show me, pay attention, show me a bank withdrawal for $2,000 in cash.
I didn't have a bank account at the time, Your Honor.
Show me a money order.
Didn't give her one.
Didn't give me anything.
Shh.
Sorry.
Now, Mr. Thomas, why would you think that the plaintiff would sue you for this money and pursue you over the last 2 years, which she has, right?
Yep.
Called your mother, right?
Right.
Said, where is he? I'd like him to start paying me back. Does she suffer from any psychiatric disabilities that you know of?
Not that I know of, no.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment.
Okay. You can't think of any reason why over the last 2 years she would pursue you
I think
for money.
she's-
Shh. You have to let
You're
me
right, I'm
finish
sorry.
my sentence. Why she would pursue you for money that you had already paid her back. Why do you think she would do that? Do you live on a trust fund?
No, not right now.
Why all of a sudden would she become psychotic and forgetful? Now you can answer me.
She's not living on her inheritance anymore because it's spent. She wants some more money.
So
I don't know
she's
what
coming-
she piddled away $80,000 in probably a year and a half.
Let me understand this. You were friends. Did you know at the time that she'd come into an inheritance?
Yes, Your Honor, I was there when she got her first check.
Oh, was that the time when you asked to borrow the money for the motorcycle?
Shortly after that, yes.
And she had all this money, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you don't have a canceled check, right? Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $3,000. That's all.
Thank you, Judge Judy.
You may step out.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment.
He kept moving around because he kept getting kicked out of places because he kept screwing people over.
No, I went to work the resorts up in Colorado for 2 years. I was hard to get a hold of. I lived in a tent for 4 months.
I feel I was taken advantage of, but I'm more upset at the fact that I lost a friend than the money. Really, I am.
He was like, we're going to my house. I want to have some sex with you. He calls me Shoo Shoo.
She hit me in my ear.
A date with disaster.
And I'm screaming, Danny, Danny, please stop, please stop. He would not stop.
According to your answer, you try to pull her out of the car by her legs.
No.
I get up all, crazy. I dial 911.
I'm getting a headache.
You are about to enter the courtroom of Judge Judith Scheinman. The people are real. The cases are real. The rulings are final. This is her courtroom. This is Judge Judy. 29-year-old homemaker Sharon Jones is suing former friend, 43-year-old UPS driver Daniel Fills for pain and suffering due to an assault. Sharon says Daniel dragged her 30 feet with his car when she rebuffed his advances.
Order. All rise. Quiet in the courtroom. Now, this is case number 273 on the calendar in the matter of Jones versus Fills. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Gentlemen, have seats, please.
Miss Jones, according to your complaint, you and the defendant, who were friends, got into an altercation in his car. You had called him to take you to some sort of party to see if there was anything going on that evening. He was nice enough. He came over and picked you up at your house, correct?
Yes.
What time was this?
It was about 12, maybe.
At night?
12:30, yes.
Had you been drinking that night?
Yes, I had, before I left my house, before he picked me up, I had two 16 ounces of beer.
And so he picked you up, and what happened when you got into the car?
Well, when I got into the car, we were laughing, talking, you know, having a good time, driving. When we got into Dorchester, I said, so, where are we going? He was like, we're going to my house. And I'm like, why are we going to your house? I want to go out. You know, are you having a party at your house? He's like, we're going to my house. I want to have some sex with you. He calls me shoo-shoo. And I was like, I don't think so. You know better than that. I was like, look, just take me home. He got really upset, started like screaming, you always give me a problem, and you people this, you people that. Then he gets out of his car. He takes his keys and his cell phone, gets out of his car, goes across the street, and urinates. Then a yellow cab drives by, and he jumps into the yellow cab and takes off in the cab. So I'm like, oh my God, where is he going? He's gone in this cab. Meanwhile, I'm sitting in this car, you know, in the middle of nowhere, because the argument went on for hours, Miss Judy, for a long time. It did. Over this. He was refusing.
For hours?
Well, for at least like a couple of hours, because he was refusing to bring me home.
What were you doing, just driving around for hours?
Well, we were parked, yes, we were parked, okay.
And arguing?
Right.
Okay.
Arguing big time. So anyway, he leaves me sitting in his car, no keys, you know, nothing, in the middle of nowhere, in Dorchester on Bowden Street, which is a very high crime area, very dangerous area. So I'm just sitting there and wondering where he is. So finally I get out the car, I go around to the driver's side, and I'm looking like up the street to see, can I see a payphone, or looking down that way to see, could I see him? He comes back in the cab, and he gets out the cab. I said, Danny, look, this is ridiculous. Just take me home. This is just absolutely ridiculous. Please just take me home. He comes charging across the street, okay, pushing and shoving me all up against the car. He bit me in my wrist, jumped in his car. Meanwhile, I'm trying to reach in the car on the driver's side, get my pocketbook, and, you know, like, and trying to, you know, just struggling to trying to get in the car, because I'm like, oh God, he is not going to leave me out here by myself this time of night. Meanwhile, he gets in the car somehow.
You were outside of the car?
Yes.
Go ahead.
And my coat, my pocketbook, everything was shut into the car, and this man dragged me at least about 30 feet.
And then what happened?
I'm screaming, Danny, please, please stop, Danny. He heard me screaming. I can look at the thing and see that he was going like 30, 35 miles per hour. And I'm screaming, Danny, 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 please stop, please stop, please stop. He would not stop. Then finally he stops short, okay, and just drops me. Just drops me. Opens the door and just drops me. So I get up all, you know, crazy, you know, like I was just like in shock. And I went to a payphone, I dialed 911, I called my husband. My husband and the police and the ambulance, all three showed up at the same time. I refused the ambulance out there because I wanted to go to the hospital. I was just so upset, I just wanted to go home. I just wanted to go home.
So you refused medical treatment?
At that time.
So what are you suing him for?
I'm suing him for the injuries that I sustained.
Well, let me see the injuries. Where was your husband when you were going out partying?
My husband was at home. He knew that we was going out. He said that because I hadn't been out in a minute. I hadn't been out in a long time, so. And he said, go on out. He knows that Danny and I are good friends. Here's my medical records. And the instructions that I got from my doctor. Here's the sandal where I was bracing myself. He could have killed me.
Okay, sir, why don't you tell me your version of the events of that evening in July?
Sharon Jones called me, and she said that, Denny, I'm under stress. I've been drinking all day. And I said, well, I think you have to stop drinking, you know. Every time you call me, there's always a problem with you. I said, well, I don't think I'm going out tonight because I've been working so hard today. I think I'm going to stay home. She don't always call me to go out with her.
Okay, but you did go and pick her up.
Yeah, I went there.
What'd you go pick her up for if you didn't want to go out?
No, she called. I said, okay. I went there. She came out with big glasses of beer. I said, you're not going to drink in my car. It's not the first time I told you that. Leave your drink away from my car. And she said, okay. She finished it once. We went over my house together. We sat there for at least 15, 20 minutes.
Did you go inside of your house, sir?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And she said, we have to go to a party tonight. I said, well, I'm not going nowhere. If you want to go home, I can drive you back home. And she said, well, drive me over my sister's house. Okay? I said, well, no problem. And my way over her sister, she said, I'm not going over my sister's house now. I'm going over my house. I said, I'm not going to drive you all the way to her house because your sister don't live too far from here, only 10, 15 minutes.
How long did it take you to get to your house?
30 minutes from my house.
Okay, so you wanted to take her to her sister's house?
Yeah, because her sister lives in Dorchester.
Okay.
Not too far where I parked the car. She started hit my radio. I'm driving. She tried to. I said, well, I have to stop. I said, what you want to do?
Come on, sir. What happened? You got out of the car at some point, and you got into a cab.
Okay, the reason why I got out of the car, she hit me in my rear nose, my ear. I mean, I've been bleeding. I said, well, I think I have to leave you. You're intoxicated. You're not going to be able to understand me.
Why didn't you put her in the cab?
She don't want to.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You had a lot to drink.
I did not have a lot to drink.
Oh, yes, you did. If you admit to 2 16-ounce bottles of beer, it was probably a lot more.
That was before I left my house.
Absolutely. I said you went out, you had a lot to
night.
drink that night. Pay attention, Miss Jones.
And later today,
All the bridesmaids and I got together and went bridesmaids dress shopping.
I told her, well, I don't have the money.
I had 3 groomsmen and only 2 bridesmaids.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Sharon Jones says former friend Daniel Phils assaulted her by dragging her 30 feet with his car. Daniel says Sharon started the fight because he refused to give her money for drugs.
All right. You got into a cab. Where did you go when you got into the cab, sir?
I went back home.
Did you call another cab, or did you have the same cab wait for you?
I told him to wait for me.
Just a second.
I have to travel. I mean, that was on Saturday.
You took the cab home, and it was about 30 minutes to get home?
From my house, no.
From where the car was?
Well, that's probably 20, 25 minutes.
I'm getting a headache. You took the cab home.
Yes.
Then you told the cab to wait. What did you tell the cab to wait for?
Just to take my stuff. I mean, my bag, because I have to travel the next day to Montreal because all my stuff was there at my house.
So you went and picked up your bag?
Yes, because I have to travel to Montreal. I have to drive back to Montreal. I have to drive to Montreal that day.
You had to drive to Montreal?
Yes.
Oh, you were driving to Montreal?
Yes.
Okay. When you came back in the cab, did you have your suitcase with you?
Yeah, I came back with my suitcase.
Oh, for crying out loud.
Now, according to your answer, you tried to pull her out of the car by her legs, right?
No.
Listen to me, sir. Let me read your answer. You say, when I returned to my car, Sharon was still sitting in it. I told her to get out because I didn't want anything else to do with her. She got mad and started punching my radio, which cost me $400 to fix. That's when I went around to the passenger side and started pulling her out by her legs.
She started punching in the window. She said, stop. This is my car. I can't afford another one. She said, I don't care. I said, the reason why you don't care because you don't work. You don't work. I mean,
you're having this nice, quiet conversation with her. The reason you don't care is because you don't work. It's in the middle of the night. By this time, it must be, what, 3 o'clock in the morning. You got 3 kids, right? And a husband who's home and has no problem with you going out to parties Friday night. He babysits for the 3 kids.
I don't go out all the time. It was just that night. I hadn't been out in a few months.
Oh. You remember hitting him?
I did not hit him, Your Honor. Honest
I don't
to
think
God.
you remember anything that went on that evening, quite frankly.
Oh, yes, I do remember.
No.
Exactly.
No.
Everything.
Miss Jones, he had a scraped knee. That's what I see here. A very terrible scraped knee. You were out that night. You had a lot to drink. You got into an argument with him.
I did not have a lot to drink.
Oh, yes, you did. According to you, you had 2 16-ounce bottles of beer. If you admit to 2 16-ounce bottles of beer, it was probably a lot more.
That was before I left my house.
Absolutely.
That
I
was
said
like
you went out, you
earlier
had a
in
lot
the
to drink
night.
that night. Pay attention, Miss Jones. I believe that you hit him. What reason do you think he would have to leave you in his car? What kind of car do you have?
BMW,
What year?
94.
Nice car. What reason do you think he would have to leave you in an area that you say is not a good area, in his car that I'm sure he's very fond of, unless there was a problem?
The problem was that he wanted to, he was not taking, he didn't want to take me home because he wanted to take me to his house to have sex.
So get out of the car. What are you sitting there waiting for him to come back for?
I did get out of the car.
You were waiting for him to come back. That's what you said. You
Yeah,
said you
I
got out of the
was.
car, you were looking one way, you were looking the other way. You were waiting for him to come back.
That's right.
Why didn't you try to get a cab and go to your sister's house? She
I
was
was
15
standing
minutes
out
away.
there, Miss Judy, looking, oh, whatever.
Something doesn't smell right, something doesn't feel right with this case. In any event, I don't find that you were dragged 30 feet. If somebody's dragged 30 feet in the car, they have more than a scraped knee. You did not want to go to a hospital, and when you went to the doctor days later, all you had was a scrape on your knee. You get more than a scrape on your knee when a car drags you 30 feet. Wouldn't you say so?
I had a cervical
Drags you?
strain, a low back strain, and a neck strain. I was
No,
in
no,
a
no, no,
lot
no.
of pain.
That's what you said. That's what you told the doctor. You reported to the doctor that you had all these injuries, back and neck, but they took all kinds of other tests, and they found nothing wrong with you, except by your own reporting. You said, this hurts, and this hurts, and this hurts. The doctor wrote down that was the diagnosis. Take aspirins. That's what I'm telling you. Take an aspirin. Your case is dismissed.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
She tried to get some money out of me, but she didn't get it.
I should have just stayed at home and instead of coming on national TV making a fool out of myself.
And now the next case.
All parties on George versus Prescott. Step forward, please.
23-year-old cashier Linda Cross George is suing her former friend, 23-year-old teacher Rhonda Prescott, for a deposit on a bridesmaid's dress. Rhonda says she didn't have the money and didn't attend the wedding.
Miss George, according to your complaint, you and the defendant were friends,
Yes, we were.
and you became engaged.
I did.
You asked the defendant to be in your wedding party to be a bridesmaid.
Yes.
She ended up not being in the wedding party, and it's your claim that she owes you for her bridesmaid's dress.
Yes, Your Honor.
When were you supposed to be married?
We got married September 23rd this year.
And when had you asked her to be part of your wedding party?
Somewhere around January, the 29th, all the bridesmaids and I got together and went bridesmaid dress shopping.
Including the defendant?
Including her, yes.
And what happened when you went shopping?
They picked out the dress, which is right here. Everyone agreed.
Nice dress.
Thank you. The dress was for a total of $196. And everyone agreed that within a few weeks that they would put the required 50% deposit down on the dress so that the dress order could go out, and we'd receive them in a few months.
And?
And as of March 4th, when I went to put the deposit, to send out the dress order, Rhonda had yet to put the deposit on it.
Or was she supposed to do that to you or to the dress shop?
To the dress shop. She and I had talked previously, and she said that she was having car trouble, but that she would make it up there. She had the money. It was just a matter of getting up there.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You knew she was not going to be in the wedding
Pretty
party.
much, yes.
March, April, May, June. You haven't spoken to her. She won't return your phone calls. You don't even want her in your wedding party anymore, right?
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Linda Cross George says former friend Rhonda Prescott owes her for the deposit on a bridesmaid's dress.
Did she ask you to go and put the money down for her?
No, she never did. She said that she would make it up there.
So she never asked you to put the down
No.
payment down? So that was sometime in March?
On March 4th.
Okay, so you put it down on March 4th, and what did you do after you put down her deposit?
I sent out the dress order, and I continued to try to get in touch with Rhonda to see what the problem was, if she didn't have the money or what was going on. I contacted her. She said that she didn't have the money right then. We made arrangements for her to give me even $10 a week to start covering the cost. And I visited her home, and all I got was excuses as to why she didn't have the money. So when the dresses came in, I felt obligated to buy it because I couldn't get the deposit back anyways.
So you bought it?
I did.
Did somebody else wear it to the wedding?
I had to eventually ask my cousin to be in the wedding because I had 3 groomsmen and only 2 bridesmaids.
When did either you notify the defendant or she notify you that she wasn't going to be in the wedding party?
She never actually said she wasn't going to be. She just stopped returning my phone calls.
When did you ask someone else to be part of the bridal party?
I believe it was about in August. It was about a month before the wedding.
And when had you finished paying off her dress?
I picked up the dress on June 30th.
And when was the last time you spoke to her?
Sometime in March.
So by June 30th, when you picked up the dresses, you knew she was not going to be in the wedding party?
I had a good idea.
You knew she was not going to be in the wedding
Pretty
party?
much, yes.
March, April, May, June, you haven't spoken to her, she won't return your phone calls, you don't even want her in your wedding party anymore, right?
I did, actually.
Can I see the receipt, please?
Sure.
Did you initially tell her that you were going to be in the bridal party?
Yes, I did.
And did you originally tell her that you were going to pay for the bridal dress?
Yes, I said I'd put the deposit down on it.
You did say that?
Yes.
Okay.
What I understood was if I didn't have the deposit down in time, that she would just forfeit my dress from the wedding party and I wouldn't be in the wedding. I even left a message on her answering machine saying that the night before.
Night before what?
That we were supposed to go back to that she called me up one night and she said that you never went and put your deposit down and want to know what's going on. I called back and left a message saying, well, I told her everything that had happened, the car breaking down, and I said, well, if you don't want me in your wedding, I understand, and that's what I said.
I never got that message.
When she called you initially and told you that she had put the deposit down on the dress, what did you say to her?
I told her, well, I don't have the money.
Did you tell her that you would try to make payments on the deposit
No,
that she
I did
put
not.
down? You didn't?
No. I told her I didn't want to be in the wedding after she had charged it.
How much after?
If I remember correctly, it would have been 2 to 3 days after. I can't remember exact dates.
She never said to me that she didn't want to be in the wedding party because I would not have waited until August to try to find another bridesmaid.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment.
So this is the way I see it. I believe that there was an understanding at the time that you put down the deposit on this dress that she was going to be in the bridal party.
Yes.
But it was clear to you at the time that you picked up the dresses that she was not going to be in the bridal party. And if she was not going to be in the bridal party, she should not be responsible for the other half that you spent.
Okay.
Perfect. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $98. Thank you.
Always excused. You may step out.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment.
Well, it was a stressful time anyways getting married, and this just added to it.
She'd call me up every day, 3 or 4 times a day, leave messages on my answering machine.
That's a lie. I never called her 3 or 4 times a day. That's ridiculous. I have better things to do.
Tell you the truth, I really don't care anymore.
Just make sure when you pick a bridesmaid that they're actually going to pay for their own dress.